Hello. Yeah, so there was a calling to do a new podcast. Um, there has been something that I've been reflecting upon as both the contrast of the life that we live and also the beauty of the life that we get to live. Everything, when you have been in the spiritual journey for as long as I've been, you reflect on the Hindi word is nashwarness, but you reflect on the passingness, you reflect on the fact that everything ends, everything gets over often. Whether you do it consciously or whether the fact that you are on the spiritual path and dedicatedly so, life will bring events to you where you will constantly see this, that nothing is permanent. The impermanence of everything becomes very much alive and obvious to you. So we are all also impermanent. Like on one hand, we say energy is neither created nor destroyed, it is only transformed from one form to another. So that is very true. But this exact unique body-mind complex is impermanent. I don't mean to say this only and only in the sense that today Chetna is and for her lifespan Chetna is and then she shall die. I mean that exactly this Chetna that is here right now in front of you is dying each moment. Because with every breath I take, with every interaction I have, with every sound I hear, the impermanent part of Chetna is evolving. And the permanent part of Chetna, which is also the permanent part of all of us, is never evolving. Is forever evolving, but is never ending, is forever. So, with that context set a little bit, I want to talk about this idea that could come up when you're on the path, that if everything is nashwar, if everything is impermanent, then what's the point of me doing anything? A callousness may set in. Let whatever has to happen, happen. And I don't blame you for that question to arise. We must understand in life and on the spiritual path that it is okay and encouraged for questions to arise. What is important is that the question mustn't dishearten us but must expand us. That's what we're here for, joyful expansion. And the fact that we can't match and get ourselves that joyful expansion is the root cause of our worries and is also the root cause of our desires. You only desire because you have this sense of incompletion to begin with. And no, I'm not saying don't desire, I have lots of desires. But instead of making it only about me chasing and getting those desires, now life has become more about seeing why those desires exist and realizing that, oh, I'm already always fulfilled over and over and over again, till that becomes the new narrative over here, that I have everything I need. And no, that doesn't mean that now, therefore, that thing doesn't come in. That thing totally comes in. But the suffering in between of the asking and the receiving is not there. In fact, it's a joyful discovery. But here, I'm not here to talk about that either. I'm here to talk about what I said, which is, if there is impermanence in everything, there must be some background noise now, but I'm going to continue recording. If there is impermanence in everything, then what's the point? Why do I do my best? Why do I even do? Let it just happen. If when I cook this meal, I'm going to eat this meal and it's going to be over. I guess existential crisis would set into people who truly realize that things are impermanent. So maybe this is both for an advanced spiritual practitioner, maybe some ways in which I have found myself be able to not only answer this question within me, but also make and find extreme beauty in both the impermanence and in giving my all to the impermanence. And secondly, it could also help anybody that is listening to this, because we're all the same. We're all living a life. We're all on our spiritual journeys, whether we call it advanced or beginning, or whether we spend any amount of time, irrespective of our age, we're all on a spiritual journey. What I've realized and seen, and what has really worked for me, this is of course personal experience, is when, yes, it is impermanent. So knowing that is great, because that sort of does not make me be attached to anything. It's the way I used an example I gave somebody recently when I was talking to them, was it's like having dust-free clothing. So it's not like you will not walk through dust. It is not like you will not walk through life. It is not like you will not encounter impermanent experiences, and not like you will not get involved in impermanent experiences, but nothing will stick to you. So your dust-free clothing will always keep you fresh. And if you actually make yourself like this, you will realize that over time you don't even get too tired. Things happen, you do 50 things in a day and you don't get tired, because there is no drain on your energy. So that's one, that you get to, you get to have these impermanent experiences, you get to enjoy, you get to be on your holiday that we are here to be on, and nothing sticks to you. So you're not too attached to anything. Our attachments drain our energies a lot. The opposite of attachment is not I don't care. The opposite of attachment is something very beautiful. Detachment is not दुनिया का जो हो वो हो, मेरा क्या जाता है. That is not what detachment is. That is toxic attachment. I don't know if that phrase exists. I just came up with it. Anyway, that's one thing. Second thing is, you have resources, right? And you have time. This time that you have is a gift. This energy that you have is a gift. It's like, let's say you come from a well-to-do family, or not even, but for whatever, you go on a holiday, and somebody that loves you, or somebody that cares about you, or even one of the companies like your airline company or your hotel, they give you a nice gift. They say, oh, here's an upgrade to your room. Here's a upgrade to your flight ticket. Here's a amount of cash for you to go enjoy this trip. Let's say you're going to a carnival and your mom just gives you like cash and says go. So you don't have to think about it. You don't have to think about saving it. You don't have to think about, oh, this is for my books or my clothes or my stationery. I'm imagining me being a younger person. This is just for you to enjoy your carnival. This upgrade is just for you to enjoy your stay better. It's not that, therefore, the stay or the carnival is not going to get over, right? The stay or the carnival, in its very nature, is still impermanent from the experience perspective of the carnival itself. So for the human being, from the perspective of being the human being, life is still impermanent. It's not going to be forever. That's what we're saying right now. But can you still enjoy every moment? Can you still try to make yourself in such a way that every interaction that you have is mindful? Every smile that you pass is meaningful. Every gesture that you do is, you know about. You're doing it. It's not compulsive. It's not just coming forth from you because conditioning and whatever, you have your reasons for it. But it is intentional. It is purposeful. And what's the purpose? Not, oh, if I do this, then if I present in my meeting in such a way, then my boss gets impressed and then I get a promotion. You're chasing after very low-key targets. Even if you're chasing after millions of dollars, these are small targets. Chase off for bigger things, right? Your own fulfillment right here, right now. What is bigger than this? What is bigger than your complete involvement and complete fulfillment in this moment? Think about it. If it is impermanent by nature, if the design of your human experience is impermanent by nature. We don't know when that impermanence ends, right? It could end the next moment. So what is the biggest thing to chase? And I put it as chase. When you are actually in alignment with what I'm saying, you won't think of it as chase. Words are words, right? I have a limited vocabulary, and I'm sure there are better ways of explaining the same thing. So it's knowing, firstly, that I'm not any of this impermanent stuff. I am the deep-rooted, permanent idea. From this knowing is the strength gathered to even begin to apply what I'm saying. And from there you go, okay, so this is it. You accept that this is the game of life. Now what do I want to do and how do I want to live it? I want to maximize. I want to enjoy. And enjoy doesn't always mean doing something. Sitting down quietly and meditating could be your highest enjoyment at that point. Crying could be your highest enjoyment at that point. But the perspective, instead of it being about suffering, is about enjoying, is about living, right? Any adjective that I put on top of living, any adjective that I put on top of what I'm trying to say sort of takes away from what I'm trying to say. But what if your deep involvement is your purpose and not the suffering? So you can cry with deep involvement. You can laugh with deep involvement. You can say hello with deep involvement. You can shoot your video with deep involvement and not worry about the outcome. Like, are people truly going to get what it is that I'm trying to say? I have my intention. I have my energy that I'm putting forth. I have my excitement. I'm having a great time shooting this video. I'm going to post it. And I believe you will have a great time watching it. And you will get something out of it. If you are here, I know you've gotten what you needed to get out of it. But all of this that I said about you is outcome based. That's not for me to worry about. Let the system take care of it. The system gave you birth. The system is why you're here. The system is why the sun is there. When I say system, I mean God, universe. System sounds too dry. But when you get to a certain level, these differences don't have a lot of stickiness on you again. Let the Creator take care of it all. You are right now here as the baby to enjoy. The baby is not worrying about what my parents are doing for work. The baby is not worrying about it's not worrying about any of the details. It's like, I'm here right now, I'm enjoying. It's not even worrying about saying that. So this is my message to you today. Have a great day. Listen to this again and again. It will help you. And put in your questions. Like, when you listen to this, you reflect upon it, you go back to your life and you try to live like this, or even you try to listen to this video with this idea of deep involvement and just doing it because this is there to do, not for a purpose, not for an outcome, but for the literal joy of doing this, for the literal joy of watching this video, for the literal energy that you're getting right now. If that is your totality of your goal, it's enough. It is enough. You don't need anything else because there is nothing else. Everything else is made up. On top of it is a story made up on top of it. So go back to your life. You start to live like this, and then you're like, you know what? That makes sense. That resonated, what she was saying, that girl on the internet, or my friend, however you relate to me. But I'm not able to live like that. And this is my gap. This is the reason I'm not able to live like that. And when you find that gap, you either sit with it and see what comes up, or you reach out to me either in the comments, or I'll put my email ID below, and we can work together. Because this is available. And this is not available only on sunny days. This is not available only when things are already working out for you. If you were to get to know where I am in life right now, you would think that, oh wait, not much is working out for her right now. Well, I'm not saying that. Things are great. But like on that checklist sense, there's a lot of upset in my life. But this is available at all times. And if this is available at all times, I want you to have it. So that's the message. It's a wrap. Thank you. If you've stayed till this point, thank you. And please subscribe, because it helps me spread my message. I don't know what the algorithm wants these days, whether it's a comment, it's a like, if it's a subscription, if it's you sharing. Do whatever works for you. Okay, thank you. Bye.